Hi friends, welcome back to my session, and in this session we are going to learn about Jenkins. So as you know, Jenkins play very important role in the DevOps. Why? Because of Jenkins is used to continuous integration and for the continuous deployment or delivery. So what is mean by continuous integration and continuous delivery? The total process will be called as CI/CD pipeline. If I want to create the CI/CD pipeline, that can be possible with the help of Jenkins. Okay. Is the Jenkins of the only tool which can be able to create the CI/CD pipeline? No. Jenkins is one of the tool where we can be implement CI/CD process with the help of Jenkins. What do you mean by continuous integration? Here, if you think about continuous integration, integration means just adding. Continuous integration means it is nothing but continuous build and continuous test. Whenever developer commits the code using the source code management tool. Here in our lab purpose, which is source code management tool we are using? Git. Then the CI pipeline means continuous integration pipeline gets the changes of that code and runs automatically, and it will build and test the code. Whatever the changes which had been made changes to the code, whenever the developer push the code, automatically it will be able to build and test the code. If the build and test has been successfully done, the same will be deployed over the production servers or whatever the environment we are selected. Okay, it is going to automate everything with the help of pipeline. Just have a look on it. First of all, you need to understand mostly about continuous integration. What is continuous integration? As I told you earlier, it is nothing but combination of continuous build and continuous test. Okay. Before continuous integration, what it will happen? If you think, suppose ABC company is there. In that company, there are three developers are there. Dev 1, Dev 2, Dev 3. They had developed their core and they had been successfully pushed into the GitHub. It is centralized repository. From GitHub, it is a source code management tool. Some team is there in order to integrate the code which has been pushed into the GitHub. Once it has been done, means once the code has been successfully built, then it will send to the testing team. There, the team will check the code. Is there any bugs or is there any issue with the code? If they find any issues or bugs in the code, they will report to them. So as we check the code, so we found there are certain issues in that code. Just recheck and confirm back. Here there is manual process. Everything here manual. There is a dependency. But if I use continuous integration, what it will happen? In the same scenario, if the developer pushes the code into the GitHub repository, which is centralized repository, and the CI server, what it will do? It will build and it will test the code, and it will immediately put the results to the developer, whether the code has been succeeded or failure. Okay, and what we can do with the help of the CI server? We can do build, test, and deploy. All these are performed by a single CI server. Here, continuous integration. What are the advantages? What are the advantages we will get when using the continuous integration methodology? Means immediately we will get the result. It will save the developer's time. It will increase the productivity. It reduces the manual tasks. We can find the errors more quickly. Here it has been reduced the dependency on others. So because of this multiple advantages, the continuous integration has been mostly preferred in the DevOps process. What is the purpose of DevOps? The purpose of DevOps is to automate each and everything, like to reduce the manual efforts. So for that purpose only we are trying to achieve. So with the help of the continuous integration, the automation can be possible. Without manual intervention, the code is built, the code is tested, the code will deploy on the target servers. Fine. Here there are two things are there. If you think about the CI/CD pipeline, there are two things are there. One is continuous delivery and continuous deployment. By coming to continuous delivery, if there is any manual approval required before deploying the artifact into the desired environment, then it will be called as continuous delivery. Suppose whenever developer push the code will be automatically test and build and deploy to the production servers automatically. That will be called as continuous deployment. Here there is no requirement of manual approval. The thing is, only difference is for continuous delivery, manual approval is required. For continuous deployment, there is no manual approval required. It will directly deploy on the production server once the build has been succeeded. Okay, just let us understand what exact process is going on with the help of the CI/CD pipeline. CI/CD pipeline is nothing but continuous integration, continuous deployment. So here, whenever the developer pushes the code into the version control system, here for lab purpose we are using the Git as a version control system, and we are going to build the code. And once the code has been successfully built, we are going to test the code. Once we have been successfully test the code, we are going to deploy in the desired environment. We have the three to four environments are there, like dev environment, test environment, staging environment, finally production environment. And it will go to the auto test environment. Means unit test means test each service separately, and auto test means it will test all the services, means automation testing. Here unit test means manual test, manually it is going to test. Auto test means it will test all the things and deploy to production, and if it is succeeded, and finally it will be deployed to production. In between this any pipeline, if there any issue occurs, automatically it will be get back to the version control previous stage, like starting stage, means the production has been failed. Why? If there is any error, automatically the deployment will be failed. So at that scenario, we need to take care about that, why it has been failed. We need to troubleshoot that. If everything is fine, automatically the code will be built, the code will be tested, and the same will be deployed over the target environment. Fine. What is version control system? As you know, version control system is nothing but maintaining multiple versions of the same file. Here, as we are using Git as our source code management tool or version control system. What is build? Suppose, let's think you have developed your code in Java. It needs to be compiled before execution, because of, as you know, if you write your code in .java format, if I want to deploy on the target environment, .java file I can't be able to deploy. I need to convert. I need to compile the file. Means I need to convert the .java file into .classes. The multiple .class files will be called as .jar file or .var file. That is the final part. Either I can be able to deploy the .jar or .var file on the targeted environment, means target servers. So that can be achieved with the help of some build tools like Maven, as we have already discussed in the earlier session. Unit test. If the build step is completed, then move to testing phase. In this step, unit step will be done. Deploy. If this test step is completed, then move to deploy. In this step, you can see in which environment your code is testing. Here you can see your application output. Okay, like there are several things are there. Whatever the things which we had mentioned in the earlier diagram, those things we had already discussed. There is not much we need to discuss. And firstly, why we are adopting Jenkins? Because Jenkins is an open source project which is written in Java, and that can be able to run on Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. Whatever the platform it may be, it is a open source. It can be integrated with any OS, like it is a platform independent. So that's why majority of the organizations also preferred Jenkins, because of we can be able to do the customization as well as per our requirement. And it consists of the plugins. What is the use of plugins? It is used to automate the entire life cycle. Means for automation purpose, whatever the plugins which are required as per our project requirement, I'm going to download that particular plugins. So whenever the plugin has been developed for those particular application, it will automate the entire process. Okay. And if you think when it was developed by Sun Microsystem in the 2004, and later it will be renamed as Jenkins. Okay. And is there any compatible issue? No. It can run on any major platform without any compatible issue. So whenever we are running any kind of application on any platform, first of all, what we will check? We will check the compatibility. Is that platform is compatible to run my code? Yes. If I want to integrate any application with the Jenkins, first of all, I am going to check with the compatibility. If the thing is compatible only, then only I am going to add. In the similar way, it is compatible with all the major platform. Okay. And whenever developers write code, we can integrate all the code of all developers at any point of time, and we can build, test, and deliver or deploy to the client. This is called CI/CD. Means with the help of the Jenkins server, we can be able to build, we can be able to test the code, and at the same time, we can be able to deploy the artifact. It is nothing but final product over the targeted environment. That is nothing but client. This total process will be called as a CI/CD pipeline. Okay. And there are a lot of advantages while using Jenkins. Means Jenkins follow master slave architecture. Here, yeah, if you think about master slave, what is master slave? Means master is only one person, and slaves are there are number of persons are there. Whatever the master has tell, the slaves need to execute the same. This is the hierarchical which it can be followed by the Jenkins. Means if I have one master server, then if I have some n number of like 10 slave servers, whatever the master server tell executes the command, the commands which need to be obeyed by the slaves which are under the control of Jenkins master. Okay. So let us discuss in brief in the further classes regarding this master slave concept. Just right now you just remember it and you can ignore. In the further session we will discuss in detail regarding what is master slave, how we are going to create this architecture, everything we will go to discuss in the further sessions. And is that Jenkins only available in the market in order to create the CI/CD pipeline? No, there are multiple tools are available on the market which is like Jenkins. What are the tools? The alternatives are Bamboo, TeamCity, CircleCI, GitLab, but these are the alternatives which are available in the market as a alternative of Jenkins. So some companies preferring Jenkins, some companies preferring CircleCI, some companies are preferring TC. So based on the requirement of the company, they are going to use the particular tools. But if you think whatever the tool it may be, it is the CI server only. We can be integrate the application which we want to that particular CI server only. It is used to create the CI/CD pipeline. Okay. Hope you guys understand this Jenkins concept. So regarding the Jenkins, the lab session, we will see in the next session. Okay. Thank you for joining the session. Hope you guys understand regarding what is Jenkins, where we are going to use the Jenkins, everything. Okay. Thank you guys for joining the session, and do not forget to subscribe my channel. Please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon as well, and share it with your friends, whoever is looking to enhance their skills towards the cloud technologies. And thank you once again for joining and listening my sessions. We will meet up in the next session with the new topic. Until signing off, thank you. Bye bye.